So I just had an idea. It literally just occurred to me. I mean, I have considered the possibility of it before, but I didn't realize exactly how many problems this idea fixed until I just started saying it to myself, and I decided to record this and maybe find a place to stick it somewhere. So here's the thing: the whole Faunus arc has not been handled well. I'm not quick to condemn other writers because writing is really difficult, but I don't think it was handled very well. Because, well, between the fact that it's like how are they going to handle this? But how handle all this, and where's the whole Faunus mistreatment and everything, and why should we care, and why are you making the people who are supposed to be fighting slavery out to just be moral terrorists without showing any of the good they are doing? And oh wait, this video isn't about complaining about the white fang, but you realize that if I just had an idea that what if they take their biggest mistake and they find a way to turn it into a solution to all the problems? And here's the idea: faunus don't just have animalistic traits, they also have a form of mental paranoia. All of them. It might come out in different ways, like simply or even a lack of understanding of what's happening around them, but it fixes so much because it now justifies why the white fang aren't justified. There's no faunus oppression. It just exists inside the minds of the faunus collectively as just this hodgepodge of ideas of people like overreacting to their animalistic traits, and then they decided that, oh, so much of humanity is racist, and so they are like this group of really not that violent, I guess terrorist is still the right word, who basically all the humans have basically acknowledged like they all have mentally unbalanced. It explains, for example, why Adam is so freaking weak in combat against Blake and Yang. Like, my biggest complaint about his power scaling is he's supposed to be one of the best fighters in a terrorist organization that has fought huntsmen. But if the White Fang is the way I've described them so far, then they haven't really been, and let's say they haven't been as much of a threat as they think they are. Like, for example, the whole train robbery, you could say that it's from Blake and Adam's perspective and they're kind of hallucinating the whole thing. It fixes it because it's like, no, that didn't happen. Adam isn't actually strong enough to take out all those robots, so Blake and Adam are simply over imagining how powerful they are, which would explain why Adam isn't actually that strong. It also fixes why there doesn't seem to be any faunus discrimination. There's Carden, but he's an idiotic bully, and even the faunus who is from Atlas and isn't also paranoid into pretending she's human, is basically like just really excitable and doesn't seem to think that she's coming from a country that is overtly racist. The way the White Fang treat Atlas, you would think that it's basically America. I don't know this much about it, but you think it's basically the southern United States under Jim Crow laws. But it doesn't seem that way, which is odd unless you consider my idea. Plus, it kind of explains a lot. It explains why, for example, Blake doesn't seem to care about faunus discrimination anymore. Her eyes have been opened. She realized it's all bullshit. I mean, sure, she's still a little crazy about it, which explains her dialogue in Volume 1. But by the time Volume 2 rolls around, she doesn't care because she knows it's not real. Because I've said again and again that Blake's character only works as someone who is really fighting for the faunus sake if Adam is the leader of the White Fang. It explains why she straight up abandoned them instead of asking to be reassigned to a less violent leader. And we know from our meeting with Sienna Khan that she's not as crazy as Adam is. I guess you could say Adam is suffering from it the most. It fixes so much. You even have a perfect textbook example. Tyrion, he's crazy, infatuated, worshipping a woman who, for all intents and purposes, is planning on destroying the world. I mean, I'm sure she's giving the whole crime syndicate a, well, she's giving them some sort of example or like excuse for what she's doing, whatever it is. Okay, now I'm just imagining the crime syndicate finding out that Salem doesn't really have a plan to take over the world and reacting exactly like Team Ruby did to Ospin. And then they both, Ospin kind of like takes over Oscar's body, and he and Salem just wind up sitting at a bar thinking, where did we go wrong? And well, that's just hilarious, but still, I mean, I'm not saying this is a good idea. I'm saying it's possible. They, what I mean, they could go this route, and it, like, I wouldn't like it, but it would make more sense than what's already happening. Yeah. Plus, it would explain any actual possible discrimination we see. People are just avoiding the mentally unbalanced as members of society. And it's not like they can lock them up. There are ethical reasons against locking up people just because their entire race is made up of crazy people. It also explains why the foreigners haven't taken over the world despite being the superior race. I mean, let's face it, they are night vision, some of them can fly, some of them are Spider-Man. Here's another idea, like if I was writing it, I would say humanity was trying to breed themselves into foreigners to be stronger, faster, and just basically better. Tyrion was basically born with a super deadly weapon that can fail to kill you over the course of several days. How long were they walking in? How long were they walking in Volume 4? I forget to like. But if it turns out that being a fauna also comes with having mental problems, it explains why humanity is like kind of avoiding them, and why they may feel it's better to like segregate them to their own land where they've probably drugged the water supply and are just like leaving them to live peacefully among themselves. It doesn't fix all the problem, but you tell me it doesn't fix a few of the problems. So what do you think about this idea that that basically the Faunus Discrimination Act is going on inside their head, inside the heads of the Faunus? Do you think it's good? I don't. I think it makes sense, but just because something makes sense, it doesn't mean it's a good idea. And that came out wrong. Anyway, do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it would excuse the fact that it was still? Do you think that all of that would excuse the fact that it's basically been the plot of the first 2 volumes about the White Fang? I mean, sure, I like Roman, but let's face it, it's basically about the White Fang and all that. Like maybe like they're being seriously cracked down now that they've actually managed to foil Beacon. Okay, I'll admit there are a lot of plot holes, but anyway, what do you think about this idea I've had? Tell me in the comments below.